Back to video, guys. We developed this concept, and I've got a term for it now because Ryan Reynolds uses this term, but I learned it. I was doing it for years until I had this idea of fast advertising, of speed. People don't think of speed as important. And I think with agencies, it's quite difficult to package that up and sell that. But for example, we'd go to like a Zero-Con event, and they would have all these massive cameras and be filming it and beautiful production, but it would take them 3 or 4 weeks to get the video out the door. I used to film it to start with, and then I hired someone to do it. We would film it, do a good enough job. It'd be like 85% good enough. We'd do wrap-up interviews with people, and I would do a piece of camera, and we'd go and get some nice B-roll footage and stuff like that. If the event finished at 4 p.m., the video had to be produced and out the door by 6 p.m. on the final day, because that is the greatest relevancy of that event. When people are leaving that event and on the train on the way home, that is when their peak and the relevancy of that event is at its greatest. The next day, when they're back in their businesses, reading their emails, you've lost them. You've lost half the people. So you're better off getting an 85% quality video out the door the same day than 100% quality video 3 weeks later. My videos used to get more views than zeros. And I know theirs cost tens of thousands of pounds to produce, and I was getting ours out the door. How you package that up as an agency and how you communicate speed as value, there is a challenge to that, but I do believe there's something to win in there.
Brilliant. I'm going to pass over to questions quite soon, because I think people will have lots of things on their mind that they'd like to ask you. So whilst we're all together, that would be good. So prepare your questions, please. There's your trigger. You did a podcast with Stuart recently on the Matt Breen podcast, where you went quite deep into the sales process and the grueling sales process and the due diligence that we were put under from a PLC organisation, as you would expect. You also, so that was one of my takeaways, what I think were really valuable for people that are here to listen more about that. So I'm not going to go into that now. You also talked about the fact that the business was always built to sell, and you told every employee when they came in, we're building this business to sell.